Hey, what's up guys? If you are a member here at the gym and you're looking for a workout video, this is not going to be the video, this is a review. So if you want to check out the programming and see what it's all about, watch the video. If not, I'll see you guys in the next one. Now, if you are here for the review, welcome to my channel. We're a small channel. I think I have 80 subscribers right now, so welcome. I've been with the collective now for over a year, and I've been wanting to do this now that I really have a good understanding of their product and the way they treat us. I just have a lot to say, so I wanted to do this review. This video will be for you if you're looking to start your own fitness studio. Maybe you've been training for a while, or just maybe in general, if you want to get better at CrossFit, you want to know about CrossFit, you want to understand it, this video will be for you. Let's begin with a brief overview of my background. I started this gym with one person. The opportunity came, I was getting in shape at a Globo gym, just right next door to this spot, and I got in shape doing back and bis, chest and tris, and the owner had facility, he had the equipment, and he wanted to know if I wanted to partner with him, which at the time I was done playing baseball, I was just in school, and this primarily was just an opportunity to make something of myself. It wasn't like I was in love with CrossFit before I started. This was just an opportunity for me to be successful. With that brought a lot of inexperience and a lot of self-doubt. Okay, I played professional baseball pretty much for 8 years, and then before that my whole life. So I've been around the weight room, I've been around nutrition, but I've never been around teaching fitness or teaching CrossFit or even teaching a basic squat. And so for me, as a new trainer without a mentor, it was very hard. I was constantly second guessing myself. I was reading, I was doing my part, and don't get me wrong, like I felt like I knew what I was teaching, but I didn't have the journeyman above me that would teach me the little tricks, or just kind of like, hey, yeah, or I would teach the deadlift this way, or just, I didn't have that. So for me, it was very, very frustrating. And I just remember the beginning being a lot of self-doubt. How did I become one of the original members of the NCV Collective? Well, it all started with an Instagram post that Jason made. Jason made an Instagram post. It was like not a competition, it was a survey. Basically, he said, all 10 people, if you DM me with where your gym's at and your phone number, you can win a 10-minute call with me. And for me, Jason is somebody that I look up to. I've never met him before. I've watched a lot of his videos when I first wanted to start, and I remember his story. He started in a small spot like this, and I just remember thinking, if this guy can do it, then I can do it too. With that being said, I was excited to put my name in the hat and see if I would win, and I did. And so he DM'd me with a time for him to call, and we set it up for, I think, later that day. I want to tell you guys how I felt about this call, because I was nervous, I was excited. I mean, as somebody that is doing what I'm doing and doing it at the top of the level, he has figured out how to run a CrossFit gym, how to run multiple gyms, and so I was really excited in the beginning. I told myself that I was not going to lie to him. I was going to tell him exactly the truth of where we were at, even though I knew at the time it wasn't that good. And for me, the number one thing that I will never forget was the tone in his voice when I had told him how many members we were at, because again, I didn't lie. He did the math, and I remember he asked me, he's like, well, how are you living? How are you surviving? And it hurt, like it hit me hard, and it was like I was able to kind of see where I was from above my body, if that makes any sense. Like I was able to see that we weren't doing that good, and it was a little scary, I'll tell you that. Now, he gave me some advice, and I followed it, and I'm happy to say now we're doing really well, but at the time it was scary. And so I think he got my email through that survey, and then I was put on a mailing list, and that's how I heard about the collective, was through that email. So I checked it out, I seen how much it was $200 to start, and at the time, again, I wasn't making a lot of money, and it was a big investment for me at the time, and it was scary. But the one thing I remember thinking was, I don't know. I know I don't know him, but I just feel like Jason wants us to succeed. I really do. I really get that out of his social media, the time that we talked. And so I gave the collective a shot, and I told myself that this is going to be a way for me to have my mentor, because every day when I open the app, they're my mentor. Let's go through the app now. I recorded the app and tried to go through it the best I could. I want to start with just the general look. Okay, they offer a 60-minute class program, which I will just state right now, that is the only program that we use here. I am the only, well, I shouldn't say that. Actually right now I have one other person that helps me here, and for the most part I do about 90% of all the classes. So all the classes are an hour long. We use the NC60. They also provide for you the NC45, the NC30. So it's just 45 minutes of programming, 30 minutes of programming. Now, as you can see here, each program, 60, 45, and 30, they come with the workout, highlights, intro, stimulus, timeline, warm-up, teaching, and scaling. Those are all going to be at the very top. Okay, and that's basically like your navigation page. So I want to just take you through what we're doing today, and it'll show you. I just want to give you an idea of everything that comes with one day of programming. All right, today's workout is 2 parts. On a 10-minute running clock, establish a 5-rep max deadlift. We will then rest 5 minutes, and on a 10-minute running clock, establish a 3-rep max thruster. After, we'll have a partner finisher. That's going to be 2 rounds for time, 200-meter run, 30 air squats, 30 up downs. Now, partner 1 completes a full round while partner 2 rests. Each partner completes 2 full rounds. All right, moving over, now we have the highlights. And then this is something that me personally, I put on my board because it's just, I put it into my intro whenever I greet people here at the class, right? Like I'm greeting them, we're going to talk about the day, we'll do our intro. The highlights are the things that I point out. So today our goal is building to a 5-rep max deadlift and 3-rep max thruster, capping a fun class off with a you-go-I-go burner. Focus. Today we're maintaining sound mechanics in these multiple rep max outs. So that's going to be a very important, and the focus for me is something that I make sure to emphasize every single day. Something that I didn't do before either. And then we have time, 35 minutes of working time, including the finisher. Keep it tight and organized today. All right, moving on. Now, this is like the portion where you can really tell that these guys put in a lot of time. And just for me, it kind of humbled me to see like exactly what they do for their coaches, and just kind of put me in my place and like how far I have to go, you know, because this is some good stuff. At the intro today, it says, "Happy Friday, coaches. We have had a fun and intense week. So let's cap it off with a heavy day. After yesterday's gymnastic focus, we are going to switch gears to a heavy barbell as we establish a 5-rep max deadlift and a 3-rep max thruster. Today is a great opportunity to continue building upon the mechanics and consistency of these 2 movements with our newer athletes, while our veteran athletes will be pushing the intensity. After our max outs, we will be finishing off the day with a you-go-I-go barn burner that is sure to light up the legs and lungs." It goes on to say, "Our focus today will be in helping our athletes maintain sound mechanics throughout their max outs. In particular, keep a close eye on ensuring your athlete's hips and shoulders are moving together in both the deadlift and thruster. During the 5-minute rest between movements, make sure to review the movement focus of thrusters for the athletes. Once the clock has hit 10 minutes, all athletes are done lifting. Final lift should be initiated by 9:30 at the latest." And then finally, it concludes with, "The intensity of max out days can be entirely dependent on the energy that we bring as coaches. Crank that music up, get fired up, and transfer your excitement to the athletes. After the finisher is completed, gather the class up and point out any PRs or highlights from the class." I know that was a lot, but this is why I love this thing, because it gives me the mentor that I need. It gave me a clear understanding of what I need to bring to my members. And it gave me a clear understanding of just what I was freaking doing. I mean, and I wasn't second guessing myself. And I just, since I've had this for the past year, my member experience, when they walk in, to the minute one of my members walks in now, to the minute they leave, they are hit with a full hour of coaching, of laughs, of, intimate maybe talk about how their life's going. It's just full, and I have that because I have confidence now. I have the confidence now that I have because of this app. This app has created the confidence that my members now see and are lucky enough to have now. All right, enough rambling, let's move on. Stimulus. Again, another great, just everything you would want to need in a program is right here. All right, stimulus. Today, we are looking for our athletes to establish new rep maxes in both the deadlift and the thruster. They will have 10 minutes in each section to work their way up and find their max weight with sound mechanics. The athletes should accumulate roughly 6 total sets of working weight in the allotted time. Your newer athletes may accumulate more, as their focus for the day should be in maxing out their ability to perform perfect reps, while your more experienced athletes will be pushing towards that true max out feeling. The finisher will press on the gas and get the athletes breathing heavy, sweating hard, and high-fiving their partners. Each round should be an all-out effort in a you go, I go format. Look for your faster groups to finish this one up in sub 10, while most will be just north of that. What it does for me, the stimulus part, is it gives me an understanding of what I want to create, right? What is the goal? What is the purpose of what we were doing? And again, before, when I was trying to program on my own, I did not have it. All right, this one will be brief. This is just the timeline. It gives you a general idea. I got to say, sometimes I don't go off of this sometimes because, again, like my gym is new, and we're still trying to get strict pull-ups here. We're still trying to be able to do 20 strict regular push-ups. So on the days that we have muscle-ups or something more advanced, I make time for something else, and that's no fault to them. That's just where we're at as a gym. All right, guys, moving on. Listen, we're almost there, okay? The warm-up. Again, before I started, I didn't have a really good understanding of warm-ups and their purpose, right? So today we're doing a deadlift and a 3-rep max thruster. Now, obviously, because I have the experience, I understand that we want to relate the workout to the warm-up. So we have, certain movement patterns and that are the same. For instance, today, the deadlift, part of the warm-up is an RDL, so a one-legged deadlift. Again, it's just creating the movement pattern. So in the warm-up, we can ingrain in their brains what we want from them today. All right, today's warm-up is double AMRAP. Warm-up with a single light, moderate kettlebell. First one is AMRAP times 5 minutes. 7 cal row, increasing in intensity. 5 on the left, 5 on the right, single leg RDLs, 3 inchworms. Into another AMRAP times 5 minutes. 7 calorie row, 5 on the right, 5 on the left, single arm front rack squats. And that's because we're doing that thruster later, so it relates. And then 3 and 3 single arm shoulder press. Again, relates to the thruster. And it says here, after the general warm-up is completed, have the athletes get out a barbell. Take the athletes through the progressions in the teaching section. The teaching section is going to be where you are going to get, as an athlete, as a new coach, as for me, as a new business owner, your money's worth. And that is invaluable to me. The teaching section where I don't second guess myself anymore. There's a lot of the things that they say that I say, like driving your hips back in a kettlebell swing, right? Like when I learned it in a book, that's what made sense to me to teach, and it happened to be right. But again, I was second guessing myself on whether that even was right. So here's the teaching section for today, guys. It says, lead your athletes through these progressions to prepare for the max out session on your call, to establish correct mechanics, as well as to be able to see every athlete's movement before we begin loading. The deadlift, 5 mid-shin to below knee deadlifts. And it says in parentheses, focus on hips and shoulders moving together. Something very simple, and as an experienced coach, you guys know that. I know that now, but in the beginning, when you're first starting, it's the little things like that that matter. Next, 5 below knee, 2 above knee. Focus on pulling back. Focus on pulling the knees back. Then 5 above knee, 2 hip. Focus on keeping the bar close to the body. And then we're going to finish with 10 deadlifts at a tempo of 2, 1, 1, 1. Next, we have the thruster. We have to start 5 front squats. Focus on keeping the weight balanced in the center of the foot. Move on then to 5 shoulder presses. Focus on rib cage pulled down while overhead. And then 5 push press, explosive drive with the legs. 5 thrusters, focus on using the power at the push press position on the way up. And 5 thrusters, 2-second pause at the top of each one. Stay engaged on the way down. And then it ends with a sample loading strategy for the deadlift and thruster. So again, this is just a sample, and this is not something you have to go off of, but again, new coaches and new athletes, it just helps you so much. Minute 1, empty barbell. 10 reps for the deadlift, 6 reps for the thruster. And then minute 2, light, 8 reps and 5 reps. Minute 3, light moderate, 6 and 4. Minute 5, moderately heavy, 5-3. Minute 7, heavy max, 5-3. So it's giving you a good way to load your bar. And again, something that I understand quite well now, but only because I've had years of doing this. So that was the teaching section. Again, this is going to be the most valuable part of the app, and it's just invaluable to me. Finally, moving on, the scaling section says, and again, this is for today's workout, movement scales, new deconditioned, talking about athletes. Max out days can be intimidating for newer or deconditioned athletes. Use today as an opportunity to build trust between you and your athlete by keeping their weights light and accumulating volume of perfect reps. You know, as bad as this sounds, but I want to be honest because I'm giving this an honest review, is that when I first was starting, that's something that makes a lot of sense, but I didn't do. And, you know, a lot of people could have gotten hurt, and it's just something simple like that, of just having the confidence to tell your newer athletes, hey, no, we're working volume and perfect reps. That's what's important. It's just, again, to me, it's very valuable to have this here. The finisher, scale your athlete's distance reps to be completed with each round in 2 minutes, 2:30. And then finally, the thruster, you may have athletes build to a heavy 3-rep max front squat coming from the floor if they cannot go overhead. Again, that's just an option that they give you. If you're more advanced and you have something for your athletes, by all means, go for it. But if you don't know, they give it to you right there. All right, really fast, I want to just get through the auxiliary. We do use the NC Burn. We have like a Tuesday night, 8 p.m. once a week class here where one of our coaches comes, she works out, and whoever wants to stay does it. And that's what we do. We do the burn. So it's more of just intervals plus body weight exercises. But again, they give 3 days of programming for that. And then the NC build. So the build program is for getting stronger, and it gives you a whole day of programming. And the NC compete, which we do not use, or I don't really open. It's obviously for competitors. And again, I don't really know. I've never done any of those programmings. The only one I've done is the burn, and that's because, again, it's like for one of our little classes here. A few more things before we wrap this video up. They provide a Google Doc. They didn't in the beginning, but then I think a lot of people complained, and then they started to send us the Google Doc because we like to copy and paste. Like, I have a Facebook page, it's a private group page, and I post the week of programming. And for me, I was having to manually type it in. So what they do is they provide a Google Doc with copy and pastable content, which is exactly the same as the app. It's just on the computer. all in all, I definitely highly recommend this program for anybody who is new to fitness, new to functional fitness, that wants to become a coach, that wants to own a gym, start your own fitness studio. Even if you want to be a personal trainer, the teaching that is every single day in there, every single day I'm able to read and get better and to learn because of the app. You know, I don't have to go to Google, I don't have to go anywhere, it's just right there. Oh, shit, I almost forgot, sorry about this. What I think is the coolest part of the app, I didn't even get to, I almost missed this, is the videos, okay? So they both come with, they come with a coach video and an athlete video. So one is them speaking to the coaches, and then the one is speaking to their athletes. And I watch both because sometimes you get new information or just a different look at things from them. So let's take a look right now at the coach video, and I'll do my best to have it not blurry.
Which is Jason here with Gabe, and we're in store for a heck of a workout with some strength and then conditioning. Now, we've talked about the deadlift quite a bit. We've also talked about the basic air squat as well as the up down quite a bit as well. But something we don't talk about as often is the thruster. Now, in between the deadlift going into the thruster, what's going to be important is our athletes are immediately getting on the bar, opening up the lats. A lot of people complain about wrist pain in this workout or in this position, but really what it comes down to, oftentimes the lats are so tight that it doesn't allow the elbows to get up in an appropriate position. So again, we're having our athletes punching through, holding positions, punching through. And then something we want to coach them today is say, hey guys, let's take a look at our front rack position. Okay, when we're front squatting, we want that bar loose in our fingertips. You want to show that one? Yeah, loose in our fingertips, because basically this bar is never going to go over our head. So the goal would be, hypothetically, get our elbows up as high as we can, loose grip, let the bar sit on our shoulder. But in today's world, right, or in today's thruster, I should say, go ahead and just get it into a, we want this position here. And the reason why we want this is we need a more full grip on the bar to get more meat on that bone, to get more leverage out of our forearms and our shoulders to drive that weight overhead. This can be important to teach our athletes, in particular, that it's also not this. You want to show the elbows down? Boom. This position here places all the weight on our arms, and we're not getting anything on our shoulders. Whereas in the front squat position, we have it way too much on our shoulders and perhaps not going to have enough ability to get it off the shoulder. So we want a hybrid. This hybrid looks like this. Work this with the athletes. Have them focus on the front squat. Then as they get to about right here, go ahead and squat back down, Gabe. Right, stand up a little bit. There. Let's start teaching them how to drive out of that position, transition the bar off their shoulders, and finishing with the press. So cues for today. Let's get them moving, get that lat open. Very, very important to help them get that better front rack. Let's not have it in the fingertips. Let's also not have it here. Let's find that hybrid, and let's hopefully see if that can get them to a better 5 rep max. Have a good day.
For some reason, that athlete video is not working right now. I don't know. But you guys get the idea. That it comes with a video, and I just want to kind of talk about what I seen there. That video of him explaining it and the energy that you see is comforting as one of the people that use this and that have other people come in here. It gives me the confidence to come in here and do that, and to be that animated and that involved, and that's just what I get from it, and it gets me fired up to come in here and talk to my members. And then I feel like, hey, it's Jason, it's Jason, and I just feel comfortable and confident that his way of teaching and what he's telling me is the right way. All in all, guys, I would 100% recommend this if you are a new CrossFit athlete that wants to get better, because you can use the programming. If you are a young kid that wants to become good at being a coach, this is a good starting point, and can teach you so much. If you guys want to own your own gym, even if you don't do CrossFit, you can still, it's just so valuable, the teaching and the little tricks and the little cues, because what I found was the hardest thing as a coach for me with no mentor was figuring out the right words to say to the members to fix them. And they give you those in the, either the videos or in the content and the text. So all in all, I would 100% recommend this. I feel like I'm getting my money's worth. I feel confident, and just my membership, where I was before to where I am now is, I mean, I don't know the percentage, but we're almost doing double what we were doing before. And that is since starting this. So like a little over a year. And that is, you know, I give all the credit to, I mean, of course, me for doing it, but without that, I would not be the coach that I am today. All right, I don't know any of the deals, so you're gonna have to check that out yourself, but I'm pretty sure that they'll allow you to try it for free. Just go to the website, NC Fit Collective, or just search it in Google. Or if you wanna comment on this video, I can send you, you know, some stuff too. Now, if you are not subscribed to our channel, I think right now I have 80 subscribers. If you would subscribe to my channel, that would mean so much. We are a young gym. I basically just, the YouTube channel is for me to create content of my journey. And it is my hope that my members see my journey, and that motivates them to eat well and continue to come and just become a better, more fitness-oriented person. So if you guys would like to come along with them on that journey, please hit subscribe and leave comments. You can share the videos if you want, but it would mean a lot. And yeah, thanks for stopping by. Hopefully this video is informative.